Podcast. We'll be sitting down with a fresh guest each week. Someone who shares the same kayak fishing passion that runs through our veins. We're talking kayak anglers, kayak companies, lure experts. Heck, anyone who's got a story to tell about landing the big ones from a kayak. We're setting our sights on becoming the #1 kayak fishing podcast in the world. You'll get a chuckle, a grin, and hey, maybe even a belly laugh. Because we believe in the power of humor. But above all, we're here to educate and inspire. So, whether you're a seasoned kayak angler or just dipping your toes into this exhilarating world, join us on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed Podcast. It's time to reel in adventure, camaraderie, and the joy of the catch. Here's your host, Daren Wendell.
What's up, you fish freaks? Welcome to episode 117 of the Kayak Fishing Obsessed Podcast, your ultimate source for all things kayak fishing. And this show is brought to you by Dark Horse Tackle, uncovering the underground of fishing premium under-the-radar baits from small batch creators. And check them out at darkhorsetackle.com. Seth, as always, lure of the week coming out of the box from Dark Horse Tackle. This is going to be the Cole from Dangle Lures. So this is interesting, right? It's a 3/0 inline spinner, 3/8 of an ounce. So you're going to be able to cast further, fish deeper, have some better control right in the currents, and interesting, 3 EWG for the hook versus traditional treble.
Yeah,
right. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So fishing a lot of rivers recently, and so it might take this out in the river. See what we can do.
I thought the lure of the week was going to be the reg stick again.
No,
should be.
Not this time.
Should be every week.
It's every week. And that's the end of the box. So hopefully I get one by next week's show. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I got Matt Cashion, founder of Cashion Rods, in the green room. But before we get there, Seth, I did something.
I heard, yeah. What? Yeah. Usually you said you did something. I said, what'd you buy? And you're like, about that.
I did. So 30 minutes ago, I impulse bought a Native Slayer Propel LTE. So got a killer deal on it. So I'm going to be doing some content on that. I'm excited to get in. It's like brand new. The guy bought it. He was still a little too big for it. And he's like, hey, he just sold it for a steal. So I'll be doing some content and I'll be selling it. So if you're in the market for an LTE, here in about a month, after I get some time to fish out of it, do the reviews and everything you need to do, reach out to me, and we can I'll give you a good deal on that. All right, brother.
Let's do it.
Let's bring Matt Cashion. Welcome to the show. I love that barn. I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Every guy kind of has a space that he goes to, and man, mine's always too junky. You know, I look at my dad's garage and I'm like, there's no way my stuff is ever going to look like his. I'm going to have
I feel that same way.
Funny enough, mine looks exactly like his.
Just like it. You know, I look at that space and I'm counting out how many kayaks I can start shoving up on shelves. Because right now I got to like rotate through them. Like I'm thinking about selling my Bonafide P127. And this Native Slayer LTE. I just sold a Native Slayer Propel and a BKK recently and an IATAK. So I'm like constantly like running through kayaks, and all I got is a garage. So I look at that garage and I'm like drooling. I'm just drooling. I love it.
I feel like I get peer pressure from my neighbors in my HOA. Everyone has these nice garages and everything. So every time I'm walking by, I'm like, oh man, I gotta fix mine up. But they don't have kids, so they don't have all like little bicycles and rollerblades.
Oh yeah.
It's so easy without that.
Seth, that sounds like excuses, man. You can.
I had baby ducks in my garage for a while. We don't have those anymore. That was a whole deal.
It was a deal. We had Duck Watch 2025, Matt, because Seth kept killing off baby ducks. It was sad. I don't know if it's a long, drawn out story. We don't need to bring that back up, but a moment of silence for those lives lost because of Seth and his negligence. All right. Oh my goodness. So Matt, let's start from the beginning, right? Where did your passion for fishing and engineering really collide to create Cashion Rods 15 years ago? We're going to hop right in.
that's this question I get asked a lot because, people find out, hey, you got a PhD in chemistry. They're like, what are you doing building fishing rods? Well, man, you look at it, the whole thing is a piece of performance material. Like the whole thing is what I went to school for. And I'm so blessed that these passions have collided. Growing up, I really, truly fell in love with fishing in high school. The whole John boat thing, and would be out there, Christmas breaks and whatever, just freezing, just trying to figure it out. Reading Bassmaster magazine, just really trying to consume. And, it's hard to imagine, but back then we didn't have YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Like now YouTube, oh man, the content that you're putting out there and the head start that you would have over that. Can you imagine just waiting on a magazine to come once a month?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. And so, man, went to East Carolina for my undergraduate, got my degree in chemistry, and I love the practicality of chemistry. That's what spoke to me. The really nuts and bolts of it. And I just knew I wanted to go to graduate school. So I went to Texas, got my master's, then went to Virginia Tech, working on my PhD. And dude, I hate to sound braggy or arrogant, but I loved graduate school. I mean, loved it. In chemistry, you actually get paid to go. You make enough to live on, and you actually get paid to go. So you're not going in debt there, and you're working on solving problems that nobody else has solved. You're getting to work on really novel new stuff. And man, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thrived in that environment. And then, man, I could have picked the worst time to graduate. I graduated in 2009.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. I started a nonprofit in 2009. So try asking people for money during that collapse. That was a good time.
Well, there you go, man. Daren, looking back on it, dude, we're stronger now because of that.
Yeah, sure. Stronger, poorer, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's that was a rough time for fundraisers, by the way, or business owners, or just living.
Just living. That's exactly right. Like I graduated in 2009, man. I could not find a job. Couldn't do it. Applied for jobs, got turned down for jobs. And then, I found my identity in what I did. What I could accomplish. I had a really hard time. You talk about a mad person. And then to make it, I got married in 2008. Luckily, and we were blessed enough, my wife had a great job. She worked in clinical trials here in North Carolina, Southern North Carolina, around the RTP area. And so, we couldn't afford a house. So we actually lived with my in-laws at that time. And my father-in-law would get up every day and go to work. And my my wife would get up every day and go to work. And that would leave me and my mother-in-law at the house together. And, you talk about motivation, man, that figure something out. Beautiful lady. I love her, sweetest heart in the world. She is an amazing person. But we're not made to hang out with our mother-in-law all day.
That's right.
And so I would apply for jobs, get turned down for jobs. And, in graduate school, I was making epoxies for a guy who did carbon fiber work. So I was formulating epoxies and novel formulations to meet the specs and requirements of the performance that we were trying to achieve. And lo and behold, a fishing rod blank is made out of epoxy and carbon fiber.
Right.
And so, dude, I just kind of had some ideas, loved fishing, grew up fishing, and literally could not have started any smaller. It was started in my father-in-law's garage, the whole entrepreneurial thing, just trying some things, trying different things, worked. And lo and behold, man, it was 2012. We did the Raleigh Bass and Saltwater Show. It was our very first time to sell rods, and sold 36 rods.
Come on.
Show. Yes, sir. And was blown away, man. Just couldn't believe that somebody actually bought something that had made. And so, we moved from there to an apartment and worked out of the garage there. And then from there, we moved into our house that we're at. And this was actually the shop that we were in here, believe it or not. So this would have been the third place that Cashion Rods moved, just built a shop behind our house.
Okay.
And now, then Cashion Rods in 2016, we moved into a 15,000 square foot facility in a town called Sanford, North Carolina. And then actually this year, we just bought a bigger building. Up to 25,000 square feet. So
come on,
man, looking back on it, it's just, you can see God's fingerprints all over it and how it's the journey has been protected. But when you're going through it and you're in the middle of it and you find your identity then and what you do, and you graduate and you can't find a job, you can't provide for your wife, can't provide for your family. And I was just mad, but so blessed looking back on it now that I didn't find a job with 3M or Procter & Gamble or California, because, man, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now.
Right.
And so it's just been such an amazing journey that's been so protected by God. And you just see his fingerprints all over it. But then, at the beginning of this year, I started that journey of why. Just reading a lot about why, because like the Cashion Rods mission statement, it tells you what we do. We make American-made fishing rods with uncompromising quality and durability delivered to our customers with the highest levels of customer service. That's what we do. But why do we do that? Because that why is what you're going to fall back on when times get tough, when times get hard. It's why.
Right.
No, I love it. So a couple things here. I'm getting the questions. I'm starring them. So I'm getting some of the questions, guys and girls who are throwing those in there. We'll get to those in just a minute. But when was that aha moment where you said, I could build something better than what's out there right now? So walk us through. I know you walked us through the early days a little bit, but specifically, what was the first rod you ever built, and how does it compare what's rolling off the line today?
Man, that's so funny. I've got one over here in the corner that would have been one of our first ones, maybe my very first one that I
wow. You gotta frame that thing.
Yeah,
gotta frame it, dude. I'm still using it. It doesn't compare. It just doesn't compare to what we make now.
Sure.
Because guys, y'all, it's all about the people. It's all about the journey that you're on. Like the strides that we've made, I keep them for sentimental value, right? But the quality that I can produce versus the quality that our team that are, I say, the best blank and rod builders on the earth, you can't. Like back then, it was just me. Man, there is no comparison. Our guys do an amazing job because the rod building process is craftsmanship. Man, we work very hard to try to automate as much as possible, and we have automated certain features of it and processes of it. But I'll tell you this, if our guys don't care, we don't make good rods. Like this is not a job that you can come into and check out, right? You have to bring it every single day, or the guy next to you is being let down by your quality and your poor attention to detail, which you can't have. So it is 100% a craftsmanship and a team, and you have to understand why you're there and be bought into what we do.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. All right, so I'm gonna kind of bunny trail over here. I have 50 questions for Matt tonight. We are not going to get through all of them, and they're really good questions. If you don't believe me, then well, I don't know what to tell you. ChatGPT helped me out with some of them, but we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go live over here. So the Vintage Fisherman said, first time here. I saw on Fish USA that y'all coming out with an Element panfish rod. Wonder if that's true. Yes, no, maybe so.
Element panfish, yes, we are.
Okay, come on.
That was one of the releases that we had at ICAST, and that one's going to be a good one.
There you go.
Believe it or not, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the ultralights are actually harder to make than whether it might be a flipping stick, the more power fishing rods, even cranking rods. Those ultralights are so difficult to make because you have zero room for messing up on the blanks.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So when are those going to be available?
We are working hard. I'm going to have to circle back to you on that one. We're going to have to make an announcement on that because, guys, and I'm sure we'll get to this, but man, we have been so blessed, and I'm not trying to brag right now because we've been in situations where we could not give away a fishing rod, and we've been in situations like we are right now where we cannot make enough. And I'll take this situation every single time.
All day. All day, every day.
All day, every day. Absolutely. So, we are, if we could double production tomorrow, I would do it. But we have to maintain our quality. Like it's not worth it if you can't maintain the standards that you've set. So we're working hard to increase production to get it where we can meet the demand.
Yeah, I love it. So we have 10K Sweaty Fishing, one of my favorite names, by the way. Still don't know why, but we're just rolling with it. Sign me up for the Element Panfish rod. You know what, 10K, and who asked that question? The Vintage Fisherman. Just so you guys know, if you go over to Cashion, is it Cashion.com or CashionRods.com?
It's CashionRods.com.
CashionRods.com. If you put in Wendell 10, you get 10% off. So there you go. And those work right now. That even works on your sale items. We'll get to the Element series here in just a minute. But if you want an additional 10% off, Wendell 10 there. I got some more questions coming in live from Utopia Outdoorsman. Do you know of any Canadian dealers for Cashion Rods? Would love to check out some models. We're going international tonight.
Man, we're going international.
I know.
The northern border. I don't actually. I really, really don't. I'm gonna have to get on our sales team. Like, man, why don't we have this? I appreciate him saying that. We'll have to have a tough conversation in the morning.
Working on it. Working on it. The already overworked team who can't keep up with production.
Yeah, but man, we
moving
always
to Canada.
Get more.
I know. I don't disagree with you. I like it. Steven Sturgeon says, any thoughts on a rod that floats? That was an interesting question, but hey, you love it? Okay. How do you even do that?
Love it. And I do. So yes, the answer is yes. We've been playing around with that because of the chemistry of it. So as a business, I am so proud of our team, and I hate to keep bragging on it, coming back to that. But what they're doing is they're allowing me to because my passion is in the back room, figuring out what is next, what is coming up next, tinkering, playing around with the chemistry. And our team is getting there, man, where they're allowing me to do that. So yeah, we haven't nailed down the nuances of it yet. And we're working on an epoxy formulation that would allow part of the rod to float when it's underwater. So we're working on it.
Yeah.
It's not an easy process.
I'm kind of glad you did it, because earlier this year, early on, I caught some fishing line at a local lake. And I pulled and pulled. I'm like, what in the world? I was like, there's got to be a lure. Now, there's no bank fishing where I was fishing. It was over by a dam, and you weren't even allowed over there. So I knew either there's a lure on the other end or potentially a rod. So I pulled this thing up. It's a Cashion BFS rod and a Corrado K BFS. I pulled that thing out of the water. Now, the Corrado K was a little too grindy. I couldn't bring it back to life. I didn't feel like, reworking on it all, but I still have that BFS. And I still use it to this day. I mean, I used it all season. So I found one of your rods at the bottom of the lake, and it was sitting down there. I'm guesstimating by how the reel looked, probably for a month and a half, and it works. Nothing wrong with it. So I'm kind of glad you don't make them float, because I wouldn't have a BFS rod in my garage right now.
I'm telling you. So Wendell, between actually catching a BFS and a Corrado and these jam up deals on kayaks that keep falling in your lap, man, I need to.
I'm living right.
Next to you.
Dude,
I'll take the overflow.
Darren, did you try to find the original owner? Did you put it like on Facebook? Like, hey.
Oh yeah, man, I searched far and wide.
I
posted it. It got like I think it got like 500,000 views, to be honest with you. It might have been one of the ones that went to 1 million.
No one tried claiming it. No one tried claiming it.
Oh yeah, like I had 95 people tried claiming it. So I was like, there's no way. Sorry guys, I just can't. I don't have time to manage all this. So I tried. I tried so hard. 10K sweaty fish. He said my BFS rod is a Cashion. So there you go, 10K. And Marty says 10K is like a panfish wizard. So I like that. I like that. All right. Got some more. I think I got another question in here coming from the listening in. Oh, here we go. I think it's a really good question because it's actually one I wasn't planning on asking tonight. And I'm glad that he did. From Michael Bradley. What's the inspiration for the carbon fiber handles, which is kind of your unique value proposition, I would say, Matt? So walk us through. Was it always like that? Did it evolve into that? Because I personally like them. I really like them when they're wet and even when they're slimy. Like after I touch a bass, and I touch those reels because I own the multi-purpose chatterbait flipping topwater jerkbait and worm and jig rod from the Icon series. And that chatterbait rod is stupid. It's the best chatterbait rod I've ever used. Love it. And it's been slaying up here in Northeast Ohio. But back to the question, what was the inspiration for the carbon fiber handles?
Yeah, those grips even stand up after they've been underwater for a month and a half.
They do, 100%.
Yeah. No, man. So the carbon fiber, everything that we do, I am such a huge details guy. Mm-hmm. Everything that we do, we focus on the details, and those little details start to add up to where it's like, okay, I can really, really feel this. The whole thing makes a difference. And the grips were a part of that. They're a big part of that. They're great for branding. We started with our Elite series, which is a yellow and black. And, you see it on somebody's deck or you see it in the rod holders. Mm-hmm. You kind of could understand the branding and see that. But there's really function behind it. It wasn't just a color. So the carbon fiber grips are hard. They're dense. And vibration and performance is all about it's all about harmonics, actually. It's about those vibrations going from the line to the guide to the blank and then into your hand so you can feel it. And the carbon fiber works as an extension of your hand because it's hard, it's dense. It's going to transmit those vibrations better than the softer materials like a cork or an EVA. So the whole thing about it, again, was one of those features that we wanted you to be able to feel it. And you're right, it does. It feels good when it gets wet, when it gets slimy. It has enough surface texture that it really keeps its grip.
Yeah. And I think it's those things, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Either you love it.
Yeah.
Or you hate it.
That's right. Or you don't want to try it. Right. Because y'all know this, man. Fishermen are very traditional and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That led to the inspiration for us on the Z2 series. The Element Z2 is coming out, the original Elements, offering a cork just so we can have something for everybody that wants to try an affordable American made. And the Element series is the most affordable American made rod on the market.
Now, since we're talking about it, let's go and talk about it, because I have heard from everybody that has their hands on an Element rod that for the value, right? I think right now you're doing the original Element rods for $99. They're usually $129, or the Z2s are version 2s, I imagine, are $129.
They are.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get my hands on them. But I've talked to Debo's Fishing. He's like, those are money. I was fishing with a guy today. He's like, yeah, those things are money. And for $99 or $129, they don't get much better than the Element series rods. So walk us through the inspiration on the Element, and then I will, and if there's anywhere on the website that you want me to go to look at these, because these are one of the things that I wanted to learn more about.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, we just launched the Element Z2 last year, and that is the basically the next generation of the Element series. And so the whole premise behind the Element was we wanted to show off our efficiencies in manufacturing. You cannot make that rod in America and sell it for $129 if you do not have your production dialed to really, really have it streamlined and everybody bought in on what you're doing. And so, the whole premise is to offer an affordable American-made rod to anybody that wants to start. The durability of that rod is second to none. But you're going to notice just how good it feels when you pick it up. The blank technology, the carbon technology, I love the finish on it. That finish is actually going to help protect the blank as well, too. The CRZM blanks are something that we are very, very proud of, and we built the efficiencies into them. Everything is very durable. The second generation, the Z2, just has a great upgraded cork grip with the composite rings around it. Those composite rings on the current Z2 really help with the durability of it. They're in the high wear areas.
There we go.
Yeah, that right there, the Z2. If you want to click on any of those and you can just kind of dive in, we've got the blank exposed reel seat. Again, it's about feeling and having contact with the blank. The CRZM, it's got a 3-year warranty with it, $129.95. It's got size 5 guides running that are they are very durable. They've got a very light ring in it. It's like an alkanite equivalent ring in them. Stainless steel guides, but they're like a K-frame. That means that they're double-footed and very well structured, so they're not going to bend over on you. Especially, kayak fishing can be a little bit tough on the stuff, but man, that blank and the guide structure is going to give you the durability to stand up to that 3-year warranty.
Wow. I like it. Seth, I got a comment over here. Comes in from Hot Scarvy Fishing. When's Seth going to upgrade from the Abu Garcia Jordan to Cashion? Come on. We were talking. I told you, Matt, in the green room that this is happening. This is happening.
Why do you think I paid Daren so much money to get Matt on here tonight? Yeah, well, it's going to be soon. That's the thing. Like, I'm using such a basic rod for a lot of my fishing that I cannot imagine like a more sensitive rod where you can feel stuff a lot better. So I don't know. What's that going to do to my game, I guess? Like, is that going to improve my fishing a little bit, maybe? That would be the plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, these are cool.
Yeah, you got Bass Raft over here. Carbon fiber has a low vibration dampening. You got 10K Sweaty Fishing Element Z2 BFS is, I think that's like a chef kiss type thing going on there. I like it. Utopia Outdoorsman said, even if these were hit with tariffs at the price point, it's still attractive. I'm used to paying through the nose for hunting and fishing gear, just the way it is. I like it. PA Dan says, I need that chatterbait rod. And if you're coming in a little bit late, just to let you guys know, if you're interested in one of these Cashion rods, you can type in the coupon code there, section Wendell 10. You'll get 10% off. So as it even goes, I know they're running a sale right now for $99 for the original series elements. You get an additional $9.90 off if you use Wendell 10. All right, let's keep this party going and keep those questions coming. Let me see here. All right, let's go ahead and rock out. Let's keep on some of my technical questions. Kind of geek out a little bit here as soon as I go find these. I'm all over the place. All right. Apologize, guys. It's kind of difficult to keep a conversation going and manage all the comments and manage there's a lot happening. All right, so let's start with one of the like biggest mysteries a lot of times for anglers. When you start talking about modulus and when it comes to graphite rods, and you got all this marketing jargon thrown around, IM7, IM10, 24-ton graphite, 40-ton graphite. Can you really break that down for us, Matt? What's like real? What's sales talk and what's real? And how's that really inform? What should it inform for us as consumers of fishing products?
Yeah. Okay. So let's just use the IMs, right? That's a specific brand to Hexel. They make carbon fiber, and they make what's called a carbon, and they pre-preg it as well. IM stands for intermediate modulus, and the 7, the 8, that's going to depend on the purity of the carbon fibers that they're using. Okay. So an 8 is going to be more pure than a 7. It's going to have what you would call a higher modulus, which is stiffness. Okay. Now, carbon fiber, the tensile properties of carbon fiber, if you took a strand of carbon fiber and you pulled on it end to end, dude, it's like steel. Like you're not breaking that. Okay. But the higher you go in modulus, the more fragile it comes, not on the end to end pull, but the impact. All right. The impact that's coming in at an angle. So an IM8 is going to have a more pure fiber than an IM7. It's going to have a higher modulus. And what that allows you to do is you can achieve the power design of the rod, the bend profile that you're achieving. You can achieve that with less material. So it's going to make it lighter. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to achieve the same power, but with less material, and you're going to have it lighter. And the modulus, a higher, stiffer modulus is going to allow, much like the carbon fiber grips, it's not going to dampen those vibrations. The higher modulus is going to transmit those vibrations to allow them to travel faster. Again, performance is very similar to harmonics, or it is harmonics, in the way that these vibration waves travel through the material to try to get to your hand so that you can feel it. So I don't know if I did a good job of describing that, but higher modulus means you're going to have less material in it. It's going to weigh less, but higher modulus is going to provide your performance. But that comes at a sacrifice.
Yeah, what's the cost? What's the trade-off?
What's the cost? And it is absolutely the impact resistance that it has. And so at Cashion, what we do with my background, you go into any store, and we like to say this, man, Cashion rods might not be for everybody, because you alluded to it earlier with the grips, right? I mean, you might see it, you might like it, might not want to try it, whatever. There are so many different brands on the market now, the consumer is the one who wins. Like, if you'll take your time, do your research, go and try different things, you're going to find the right rod for you if you'll just take your time. And Cashion rods might not be the right rod for you. We hope it is. And that's why we make several different series to try to find what works for you. But it still might not be the right fit and the right applications, the right power, the right actions for you. And so the consumer is the one who wins when you have this many rods available to you. And so, all we can do is do what we do. Like, we make everything in-house, and we can geek out down to the molecular level and talk about it. And at Cashion, that's what makes ours different. We really focus on that interface of the carbon fiber and the epoxy. When you're rolling a carbon fiber blank, it is about that interface, because a composite by nature, you're making two things joined together that don't want to be. And that is where our chemistry comes into play. And that's where our quality control, our engineering and design, that all comes into play. So when you look at all the rods on the shelf at your local dealer, what makes them different, what makes a Cashion rod different, is down to the molecular level, is the epoxies and that interface of the carbon fiber. It's the design, the engineering that went into the design of that blank. And then it's our 31-step quality control process all the way through, because, guys, the detail that is involved when you're rolling a carbon fiber blank, like I said, like, these guys have to be dialed. Our team has to be dialed to make good, consistent, quality parts day in and day out. So it's 100% that quality control. So Long answer to, is there a difference? Yes, there is a difference in materials, without a doubt. You know, everybody talks about higher modulus, higher modulus, higher modulus. I'm not necessarily a higher modulus because of that trade-off. The performance, the weight savings, the harmonics are not there. We're actually looking at going the other way, and playing around with some different fibers that aren't necessarily, when you look at the Young modulus scale, you have modulus versus tensile, and we're looking at actually going the other way and playing around with some different fibers for the next generation. So,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. I know that's a little bit of a geeky kind of.
No, we're geeking out tonight.
I don't know if you're able to follow, but man, the fibers matter, but the quality of the fibers matter, the quality of the engineering, the quality of how well they're put together. All that in combination is what makes a quality product.
Yeah. So I've heard this said, and it kind of makes sense as you start to explain it. I believe that Gary Loomis was asking a question. So I'm probably butchering this. There's probably a better story out there. But someone asked him a question. He's like, I can make for you a rod that never breaks. You just won't want to fish with it.
That's right.
So explain what he meant by that. If it was his quote, who knows?
Absolutely, man. That's cool. Because we've all seen the ugly stick commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Where the wife puts it in the trash compactor and
truck slamming it, right.
Slamming it in, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna finish this coffee, and then he gets up, pulls it out, and goes fishing with it. And so that is those are the different materials that have, so carbon fiber is hard, it's dense, but it cannot dissipate energy well when you impact it. So when a rod blanks, let's say a carbon fiber rod breaks. All right. Mm-hmm. I know every kayak
it just happened this past week
in the world has broken a fishing rod. Right. And where they break is you're dragging it. It might get stuck under the boat when you're getting loaded. You know, something happened in the truck bed, something impacted it on the side, and, 10, 12, 20 casts later, or, you catch a few fish with it and you load it, it breaks. And what happened is that impact, the side impact, is broke carbon fibers within the blank. And yep. So eventually it just gave way under load. So, the thing about the ugly sticks or those that are made out of different materials, they can just dissipate that energy better. The fiberglass bass guys, they're going 85 miles an hour down the lake with the rod tip hanging over the side of the boat, just sitting there chattering. Yeah, that is breaking fibers that eventually that rod is going to break, and that's going to be the reason. Carbon fiber is just not great at dissipating those impacts. Whereas those other materials, whether it's a fiberglass or some other type of hybrid, can dissipate that energy better than carbon fiber.
Yeah, well, that's why I carry the fishing rod sleeves on all of my rods now.
100%.
I've had that happen so many times. And here's what people usually get upset. They go load up on a 1 pound fish. It snaps. Like, oh, this rod sucks. Like, no, you took care of it terribly. Like you throw it in the back of your truck with 8 other rods and it bangs down the road, like you said, and your cooler falls all over it. And it was only a 1 pound fish. Yeah, it could have been a 6-inch fish. Doesn't matter because you compromised the rod 2 weeks ago, then you forgot about it. And I'm sure you guys get that.
Cooler.
All the time. Say what?
So with a 50-pound cooler.
I actually broke 2 last summer because a cooler fell on it. And snap. And I broke another rod earlier. My Cashion actually broke my impulse rod because I went to cast and I caught my impulse. I was river fishing and it snapped in like 7 pieces. Not the Cashion one, the other one that picked up. I was like, oh. And when they explode, why do they explode in like 7 pieces? Can you explain that to me? It's not like you think it just snap in one place. No, it like
that thing let go, didn't it? Yeah. It has to do with the rolling process. If you've ever seen the carbon fiber rolling process. So yeah, it has to do with that and just something kind of sneaked by there. But that's kind of how you want them to go. Like that was a bad roll, right? That wasn't necessarily, that was a manufacturer's issue. If they go like that in 7 pieces, then yeah, that's a manufacturer's issue. But
Really interesting.
yeah.
All right. Well, I got some questions over here from live. Let's see. Okay, Utopia Outdoorsman. Any rod recommendations? And I'll get back to you, Seth. Sorry. Any rod recommendations for throwing heavier treble hook baits like mag drafts or big M7 Hass?
Yeah, dude, that was awesome. Love it. Man, we've got a 7-8 in our Icon series. It's in our swim bait section, and you know, you guys, we're probably gonna talk about that. But it has such a great load on it. I love a mod fast action, but it has some power. Let's see if we can find the swim baits.
This
Bottom
one.
left.
Which one is it?
Bottom. Bam, right there.
Swim bait rod?
Yeah. You need to talk about the chatterbait one too when we get there.
We'll get there. All right, here we go. Is this the one we're talking about? Icon swim bait?
This is what we're talking about. The 7-8 is what I love for that mag draft. It has some power, but it has more of that mod fast action, but it has some beef throughout. So it's not a real whippy tip at all. And what that does, if you'll take your time in casting that, right, it's not a real fast whip cast. If you'll allow that rod just to load up for a second, it will actually help catapult that bait out. And so the 7-8 medium heavy mod fast is without a doubt what I would recommend, the ISW 7-8 on that page. Yeah, that's cool. That's fun.
I love it. All right. This was actually, you brought this up, but they had a question come in from the Angry Angler. So answer cautiously. Just kidding. What parts of the build process at Cashion are automated?
Yeah, man, great question. We've worked on, we've kind of nailed down, I don't know, we've got a lot of money involved. And when I say a lot of money, we've got a lot of money. I don't care, big, small company, whatever. It's a lot of money involved in this. So I'm not going to divulge too much, but in the process, we have a couple of machines that are the only ones in the world that are doing one of the steps in the process. And this isn't the blank, this is the assembly process. And then we've got other machines that we're working on trying to troubleshoot that are going to be towards the end and one of the last processes in the assembly and happening. And so we've got cameras involved. We've got robot arms involved. We've got automation involved. And so that whole process is not easy to troubleshoot. So yeah, we worked really, really hard. But again, it was one of those blessings too. At our last building, we were right beside a company that did a lot of automated manufacturing equipment. So that helped out a lot for sure.
Do you integrate any type of AI during this process?
We have not out, you know, obviously with the marketing and marketing plans and planning and all that, of course, but not on the production side.
Okay. Just curious. I got Hieronymus Outdoors coming in a little late here, which is totally fine. But for those of you we got people popping in and out of the show, the entire show. Where's Cashion based out of, and do you manufacture your blanks in the States?
Yes, we do. We proudly manufacture everything, Element series all the way up, every single blank. We also sell our blanks. We're one of only a handful that sell them here in the U.S. We've got our production capacities up, so any of you guys can head over to Mudhole and find our blanks there. And then we are located in Sanford, North Carolina. Very proud to be manufactured there. It's a manufacturing type town. Guys, if y'all are ever in the area, we've got a factory store. We've got actually a customer appreciation day coming up November 14th. If you're in the area, we'd love to have you. We're going to do a fundraiser for, we've got a local camp, the Baptist Boys Home. It's a wilderness camp in which these boys live outside 365 days a year. They build their own tents. They do it. And so we're working with them on helping them build their own. They go on these camping trips that are phenomenal, these river trips. They'll be gone for a whole month going down the river, go 200 miles down the river. And so they're going to be building their own fishing rods and taking their own tackle. And so we're doing a fundraiser that day where we'll cook a pig. And, man, all proceeds will go to the Cameron boys home. So, yeah, if you're ever in the area, we'd love to have you. Got a factory store. And, we've always got like some blemished blanks and that sort of thing. If you're stopping by and you want to stock up and get a good deal on some blemished blanks, if you're in the area, then, man, that would be a good deal.
What makes a blemish? Two questions. One, does someone who finds a BFS rod in the water, you consider them a customer? Two, I don't even know what my second question was. I just wanted to get my joke out there. I totally forget what we're talking about. Oh, yeah. What makes a blemish blank? More importantly.
The first one is absolutely, man.
Come on. No talking.
So hard to get. Dude, we'll take any customer any way that we can get them. So, dude, we're happy to have you, sir. Yeah, man, blemish blank is cosmetic. Through the process, there's a tape wrapping process, a curing process, and so an unwrapping process. It's purely cosmetic, to where it's not our first quality that we couldn't send it to a dealer and have it sitting on the shelf. It wouldn't look as good that we need it for the brand.
Got it. Save a little cash.
Yeah, that's a tab for blemish blanks.
There you go. The Seth Taylor edition. You can just throw his name next to it.
Just call it the Seth Taylor edition.
Almost as good as what we do.
I want to hear about the chatterbait rod and why that one's special, because Daren's talked about it a few times.
I have.
So, Matt, like, what makes that chatterbait rod special and different?
Man, that is one of those questions where it goes back to finding the right rod for you. Now, our chatterbait rod it loads slower. It has more closer to a mod fast action. So it's going to load more throughout the blank. And I love it, especially for like that open water kind of fishing, where you're going to not only be able to cast it accurately as that bait loads up behind you, and you'll be able to just land it right beside that structure, wherever you need to put it. But two, on load up, man, when that fish comes and loads up on it, it's got an initial little bit of give to allow them to get it, but then that backbone hits. It's got some power in that rod. It's not a whippy rod at all.
No.
And then you're just going to be able to hammer it home. So it's kind of that perfect combination. As that fish comes in and he sucks it in, it's going to allow him to really get it in his mouth, and then you can just jack it and really hammer it, and the energy is going to transfer right through that blank because of the power of the blank. So I don't know if you fish it with braid or if you prefer fluoro or what you prefer, but if you're fishing with braid, man, you're absolutely going to hammer that fish.
Yeah, I go to braid to fluoro leader, and
okay,
I used to lose a bunch of fish because you don't, a lot of times you don't get that real stiff hook set, and that's what I like about it, what you just explained. I'm past the barb on my hook sets now. I don't worry about losing a lot of fish caught on the bladed jig because I'm fishing with this rod now. Now I do have to, I usually fish at a 45-degree angle when I'm bringing that in. So when it does suck it down, I let it give, and I give it a 1/1000 and then set the hook. But man, I a lot of times will get it deep into their mouth and past the barb, not losing near as many fish with this rod. So that's why I love it.
I've lost some crucial fish on
Come on, Jordan Lee.
Yeah.
Why can't your multi-purpose rod work for everything?
It was right at the boat too. Like when I lost some. I mean, there's so much leverage when they shake their head, but there's so much weight there on the front end of that bait. They can flip it everywhere. So yeah, that's cool. Well, thank you.
What rod are you fishing that with, Seth? Curious.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you're using the same he's using a multi-purpose rod across the board. I'm just kidding.
Multi-purpose or top water. Yeah. Yep.
Fascinating.
Yep.
All right. Oh, we got someone. I literally will stop the show for anybody who throws cash at on the screen over here. So Adam, my man, thank you so much. Throwing a little cash our way. Have a Cashion Element BFS. Fantastic rod. So you didn't even have a question. Usually people are like, hey, I want Daren to ask my question online. Throw a little cash. He's got a compliment. And he gave away money. Generous guy. Thank you so mumuch. I like it.
Awesome.
You guys see this in the comment section? Some person named Funny23 just keeps talking about a rodeo. It's wild. Don't know. It just makes me laugh. I'm not even going to ban him because it's making me chuckle. All right. Utopia Outdoorsman. Love how a good chatterbait rod loads up so you don't have to whack them until you've eaten it. This is from PA Dan. That's what I struggled with this year. Lost so many tanks right beside the kayak. It may have something to do with your rod. Just saying. It could. All right. Let's head over to my smorgasbord cornucopia of questions over here. What do we have next? All right. From a scientific standpoint, what do most anglers misunderstand about rod power and action?
Sounds like
I literally will hear professionals say the wrong thing. They'll call action power, action. They get it mixed up. Just like structure and cover. It's like everyone just like throws the same words around for the same thing, and it's not. So for those, and we have new people on here. We have people who know what it is, but kind of geek out for us, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm going to start with the power. When you're building a fishing rod blank, the power comes from how many rolls, how many wraps of carbon fiber that you have in it. So you've designed it. So let's say that you've got a medium light, a medium heavy. All right. And the medium light might have the carbon fiber might go around it, just say 4 times. All right. The medium, it's going to wrap around the mandrel maybe 5 times. All right. And then the medium heavy could be 6 times. And when I say wrap around, so when you build a fishing rod blank, you take a steel mandrel, tapered mandrel, and you wrap the carbon fiber around it. You roll the carbon fiber over that mandrel. And it's how many times it rolls. So it really has to do with the amount of material that's in that roll in the power section of the blank. So medium light's just going to have less rolls. Medium's going to have 1 more, 2 more rolls. Medium heavy might have 1 more, 2 more rolls. Just depends on what you're building, right? If you're building jerkbait rods, or you're building a worming section, or you're building flipping rods, that's how the power is going to work. The action has to do with the taper of that pattern that you've made. So let's say that you're making an extra fast taper, or fast taper, it's going to bend within the first 18 inches of that rod blank. So from the tip down 18 inches, it's going to load in that area, or it's going to bend in that area. And then, you should be hitting some backbone to carry it down through the power section. It's going to have to do with how fast that taper is. So a fast action rod is going to have a faster taper. You're going to start out wider at the butt, go faster in. You're going to be thinner at the tip, closer at the tip. Whereas a mod fast action, it's actually going to be a little bit slower. Where, all right, so a fast taper is going to taper up like that on the pattern. A mod fast is going to come up a little bit slower. And what that allows it to do is that blank just to load more all the way throughout the blank for those treble hook style baits, just so that fish can stay pinned, stay hooked up. Crankbait is always the easiest one to talk about there because, right, you're throwing it on a mod fast action. That fish comes up behind it, sucks it in. Last thing you want to do, man, is rip those hooks out, pull those hooks away from the fish. You really need him to take it in just that gentle, easy lean into, and he's going to stay hooked up. And what I love about it on a mod fast action is around the boat, like we've talked about. When you're sitting in that kayak, and if you're sitting down, right, it's a really sharp angle of the rod to the water. And that give in the mod fast action really absorbs the energy. If the fish makes a lunge or makes one more run at the boat, it really absorbs it, and just prevents the energy of being transferred to where the hooks can be pulled out. It takes that energy load from it and gives and just keep fish buttoned up and pinned up more.
I think I was this many years old whenever I learned that there's a steel mandrel. That's what you wrap it around. I guess I really don't, stay up at night thinking about how fishing rods are made. And so you pull that mandrel out. You just keep reusing the mandrel after you wrap.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
No,
I didn't know with how many times carbon fiber went around either.
I didn't either. Well, what's unique about Cashion, if you ever had your hands on one, you can actually feel the wrap, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. It's the last layer of the wrap. Now, why does yours have that? And a lot of other rods that I have are smooth.
Man, all right, great question. Again, this goes back to when we talked about the carbon fiber grips. Number one, I love the look. I think it
looks sweet.
A high-end aesthetic to it, right? It looks like a premium product. But, man, there's function behind it, just like the grips. I love the look of the grips, but there's function. So what it does is when you leave the wrap on, you're leaving a layer of epoxy that works like a jacket around the carbon fiber. So if you do whack it on the boat or it does get in the truck bed and get crushed, right, there's a layer of epoxy to protect the carbon fiber that's going to absorb the energy and give it that durability. Where the other blanks that might be smooth and painted or have a color, what they're doing is they're actually sanding that surface layer off. They're sanding that surface epoxy layer off and then painting over it. And you're essentially just removing that vibration dampening, that protecting jacket around it. So again, it's the function of it. Like, number one, love the look, but more importantly, there is a reason and a function because those ribs and that epoxy jacket absorb the energy and protect the rod blank longer.
I wouldn't even have thought about that either. It might be the reason when I took that cast earlier this week, caught my one rod, that maybe the reason Cashion rod didn't break and the other one did, because it was the same amount of force. Maybe not. Nonetheless, I don't know. But you're saying is that there's a lot of, but I like that your thought process through it all. And so walk us through the epoxy, because I keep hearing that. I was reading about it on your website. I would imagine there's science behind that. You just walked through it a little bit, but is there something different about your epoxy that you use versus what's found out there kind of in the general public, or kind of how things are mass produced? Curious about that.
Man, I love it. Yeah, dude. Look, you talk about getting in the weeds. Holy crap.
I want to go deep in we're swimming over here in the weeds. I'm in the coontail and the eelgrass. I'm over here just doing
love
snow
it.
Angels. Yeah, let's do it.
Do those snow angels, man. Absolutely. So yeah, that's what my background's in. That's where I geek out, dude. You know, carbon fiber is carbon fiber. There's different grades of carbon fiber. We're very blessed. We source all of our carbon fiber here domestically from the U.S. because of the supply chain. And again, I love American made. I love supporting jobs. I love working with our team. But guys, it is 100% about control. You know, by us sourcing here and having our supply chain here domestically, man, we control everything. By us making our own blanks, by us doing all the assembly work in-house, we control the quality in every function step of making that rod. We don't have to take what is sent to us. We determine what we're producing and how we're protecting the brand. And so, you know, the carbon fiber that we source is a high-grade, American-made fiber. And then the pre-pregging process. Pre-pregging is where you take the fibers, spread them out, and you're impregnating epoxies in those. And then that's what we're taking and wrapping around the mandrel is the carbon fiber pre-preg. Well, that epoxy is what is unique to my background, and we're able to have a higher loading of carbon in that, again, just so we can have great interface interaction, because it's all about where the carbon fiber meets the epoxy, that interface, and just the sizing of it to make sure that you have a good consolidated part when it comes out of the oven.
This is fast. I need to get down there and do like a show me how a rod is made, and do like Mr. Rogers. Could we do like set it up just like a Mr. Rogers, and I go in there and we show like how it's made? Oh my gosh!
I've been looking for an occasion to wear it, and that would be awesome, man.
Oh, I love it. You're gonna take me back to my roots. Oh, that'd be sweet. Couple of questions here coming in live. Adam Kopke was skeptical about the carbon fiber grips until I finally used a rod with some. They are awesome. Ketchum King says, so worth it. Spend a little more, but so worth it. And here's another question coming in from and I'll get to you, Seth.
Yes.
Question from Matt. Have you considered selling blanks to those who prefer to build their own rod?
Mudhole.
Yeah. Great question, man. Yeah. Rod builders are awesome, man. You talk about a bunch of detailed guys. Yeah, we do. So Mudhole is the place to go to check those out. Like I mentioned, if you're ever in the Sanford area, you can stop by, man. We have got a factory store there, and you can see them made and see if we have any seconds or bullions that would work for you.
Yeah. Seth, do you have a question? Sorry, I interrupted you, boss.
No, I was trying to interrupt you. So I was on your site, Matt, and I realized going through some things that I think by not using your rods in my events this year, that I lost a bunch of money, because you have a program that's called Cashion Cash, right?
Yeah.
Could you talk about that for a little bit for some of these folks?
I have no clue what this is, so I'm excited.
No, that's cool, man. No, Seth, that's a great question, man, because tournament fishing is absolutely part of the background and backbone of what we do. We love to fun fish, love to do it, but man, there's something unique and special about tournament fishing. And so Cashion Cash is set up for that. Cashion Cash is a program. It's a contingency program where you buy a rod from an authorized dealer, and you pay I think it's $25 maybe now to sign up. You get 10% off at cashionrods.com with that. You get a t-shirt, sticker, that kind of thing. But then if you win a tournament with more than 60 boats, then you can get over $200 cash or a free rod if you choose. If you win it more than 25 boat tournament, I believe it's like a $50 gift certificate to the website. So it's really a program to pay you back for that hardcore tournament angler.
Seth, how much money did you lose?
Well, if you have to, I didn't look through the requirements. If you have to win on some of the Bassmaster ones, I didn't win. I got a second, so I didn't lose any there.
Right.
So second and fifth. But I don't know if you do the state Bass Nations. I don't know if that's part of your list or not.
We do.
But the state Bass Nations, and yeah, I definitely lost some money there with this. Yeah.
About to change it up. Seth is to buy the multi-purpose icon. Yeah. And then win his way until he owns the company. Yeah, until he owns the company. Sorry, Matt, he's coming for you.
Hold on, Seth. We might not want you to do this. Those Jordan Lees might work for you.
Yeah, right. The old Jordan Lees.
Oh, so good. So good. All right, got some more questions here. If you have any questions for Matt, go ahead and throw those. I can't believe we're at an hour 5 already. I'm through maybe 5 of the 50 questions I wrote down, which I'm a little disappointed because I have so many good questions I want to geek out on. I'll be completely honest with you, but we all got to go sleep.
Yeah. ChatGPT had a bunch of good questions, or Daren?
Hey, I'm a prompt master. I mean, it's like having an assistant over here when you're the only guy running Wendell podcasts, all that fun stuff.
It gives you ideas you won't even think of. That's the thing. You won't even think of some of the questions or some of the things it comes up with.
I know. Yeah. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I just gave away, and everyone's like, I knew Daren wasn't that smart. He's kind of stupid in videos. You know, how's he come up with these really thoughtful, insightful questions? Dang it. I'm cutting all this out. This is a beauty. I can edit all this out. This doesn't even have to go live. I'm burying this mother at the end of this show. All right. What we got here? What's one of the most common misconceptions anglers have about rods in general that you have found, that you've kind of come across?
Yeah, it definitely has to be. We touched on it earlier. When
Okay.
you load up that 6-inch fish and you set the hook, and the fish goes flying, then the rod breaks. That, man, I broke the rod on a 6-inch fish, or a 1 pound fish or 2 pound fish. What in the world? But man, yeah, there was something in the history of that that happened. And so the other misconception I might have is where everything is made. That was eye-opening to me. So 99% of fishing rods are made overseas. Whether it's China, whether it's South Korea, they're made overseas. And there's only a handful of factories, and those are big factories, that are going to do that. Well, that's 1% that's made here domestically, right? And man, I have a lot of respect for those guys, for St. Croix, for G. Loomis. Man, they build amazing stuff, and we would like to be them when we grow up one day. But man, I want them to keep doing what they're doing. I want to go after that 99%. I want to go after I want to onshore as much manufacturing as we can. And we're going to do that by really innovating the materials, right? What are fishing rods going to be made out of in 10 years, right? And that's where Cashion Rods is focused, because right now we still can't really compete. It's getting closer now. It's getting closer, but it's still really tough to compete with China overall, because of all the things, right, that we all know about. But we are going to have to get to the molecular level. We're going to have to invent what fishing rods are going to be made out of in 10 years. That's going to allow us to compete on a price basis. Because right now, Cashion is at a premium, St. Croix is at a premium, G. Loomis is at a premium, and there's a reason for that. But for us to go after that 99%, we're going to get back to the molecular level. We're going to come up with that next material that everything's going to be made out of, that's going to allow us even more automation.
All right. Well, I look forward to that. I'm sure that's what you eat, sleep, drink, breathe all day, every day.
That's cool.
That's your wheelhouse.
That's the fun stuff, man.
That sounds terrible, to be honest with you. I'd rather just go fishing. I'm glad you dream and sleep all day long. I just love talking to you, and then I'm gonna head back out and get that going. All right, Catch 'em King. Seth, you got this, and you brought it up.
How much time do you get to fish? Speaking of, Daren would rather just go fishing. How often do you get to fish with your own rods, and what's it feel like when you catch them? Obviously, you're probably used to it now, doing it for 15 years.
Yeah, we are kind of used to it. Of course, we're always playing. We're always there. There's something that we're new, that we're prototyping. But dude, I still love it. I mean, I absolutely, genuinely love it. My oldest is 15 and my youngest is 8. And dude, we go fishing a lot. Right now we do a lot of river fishing. We'll get the bona fide out. I've got a P127 also, Daren.
Right.
Out and we'll go do a lot of river fishing. We do a lot of John boat pond fishing right now. And then we're getting, I saw your last I guess podcast, Daren, talking about saltwater fishing. We're doing a lot of that now from the boat and in the bigger boats, and just enjoying it. So this year we actually opened up a new boat dealership. So I'm partners in that, and so we opened that up. So starting a new business, my fishing has really kind of hurt this year. We moved into our new building this year, so it's kind of hurt. But we are going local a lot, hitting the rivers, hitting the ponds, and I'm going to get back to that salt thing here pretty soon. As soon as we kind of stabilize a little bit. So and I'll go fishing at least once a week, and would love to do it. We'll try to go a little bit more here once things stabilize.
I love it. I love hearing, even though you're in it to win it, you got multiple businesses, you still make time to do it and do it with family. That's exciting to hear because so often I hear, oh, I don't have time to fish at all. That's all I do is work. I was like, that sounds like a terrible decision. I'm not sure what went wrong but you made some terrible life choices. Just kidding. So you have a bona fide P127.
Yep.
And an RVR, I deduce?
No, I don't have an RVR. So
I'm about to flip some tables right now.
I think I saw your.
Yeah, within 48 hours ago, I picked up mine. So I've been in it once. I bought it at Raccoon Creek Outfitters. I literally took it from there, drove 45 minutes, and fished out of it. So I didn't even take it home. We just went fishing.
Well, that's the way to do it then.
There we go. So what do you got for your river?
So we got the P127 and then Jackson's. I've got a Liska. Little guy's got a Skipper. We got a Coosa. So yeah, that man, and that works great. Now the P127 I'll take down the river too. Like where we're fishing is kind of the New River area there, Southern Virginia, mountains of North Carolina, and there's enough water for that P127.
I bet you get some nice smallmouth down there.
Great smallmouth, man. And dude, the muskie. Do you muskie fish?
I have a buddy who is going to take me out. Actually, I need to call him because it's like season right now. But he does guiding, and he's an old friend from high school. He's like, hey, next time you want to go out, we'll go. Actually, you know what? I need to go text him. I'm going to do it right now so I don't forget. Just kidding. The last time I caught a muskie, it was in a river with live bait, and it was like 5 years ago. And I was targeting them, but I don't catch them obviously by accident.
Yeah. Man, New River's got some really nice muskie fishing too. But dude, the whole BFS thing has been a game changer for all that. Like we love, gosh, I've got to come up with a better analogy for it. But BFS fishing is just fun. Yeah. I mean, it is just fun. And it has really been just energizing us. Just everybody does it. Like the whole family will do it. And you don't care what you're catching. It is just absolutely a blast.
You know what makes it more fun?
Finding the rod that you catch it on.
Heyo. He's like, not fun for Matt. I want you to buy the rod, but it's more fun when you find the rod and then you catch a fish with it. It's like finding a lure and catching a fish with it, but better. Love it.
Hey, Daren, can we touch on warranty? And there was something else on your website. What did it have to do with? It was, I guess it's just warranty and submitting a claim. I think you have to cut off a section of your rod, send it in, something like that.
Absolutely. So, we offer a no questions asked warranty. You buy the rod and you walk out in the parking lot and you roll it up in the window. Well, bring it back in, man. And so what we do is we just take any subjectivity out of it. It's just a flat fee. It just depends on what series it is for what that fee is. Again, it's no questions asked. If it breaks in the first 30 days, we'll cover it at our cost. But after that, flat fee, however you break it, that's how you broke it. And then you are just cutting off that label section, mail it back to us. Go on the website, fill out the claim form, the rod replacement claim form. You'll pay the fee, the shipping, whatever might be required there. Then you just ship in the cutout section to us, and we'll ship you a brand new rod. No questions asked. So we're not taking it. We're not going to examine it. We just want it to be easy.
Yeah. What's the turnaround process for that usually?
Yeah, great question, man. It all depends on what it is. Right now, we haven't been able to keep BFS. We cannot make enough BFS rods. So we're always behind on those. Hard to keep up on chatterbaits, multi-purposes. It just all depends. So if we've got it in stock, man, we're shipping it the next day as soon as we get that cut piece. But again, we make everything, and so it just depends on the production schedule. We're making them as fast as we can make them, but that doesn't mean that we've got it in stock right now.
Okay, I know you say no questions asked, but I'm sure that people tell you stories of how they've broken their rods. What are some of the top favorites over the past 15 years?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. My favorite is the kayak guy who has the rod behind him and then he casts behind him and he says it broke in 7 pieces.
It was in front of me, not behind me.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry, in front of him. So that's even worse, Daren, if it's in front of you, so you could see it.
Well, I was in a shoalie at this point, I think, and they were just kind of up at the front. I just got done catching a smallie, and I see something jump, and my lure catches the rod. It's kind of I'm just getting into river fishing, so I now have a yak attack off the side and kind of behind me, so I don't catch him in front of me. But I had like rods everywhere. It's my own fault. I titled the short "I'm an idiot," so it's okay because I've had that rod. I was just glad it wasn't a Cashion rod because I just got those probably 2-3 months ago, and I want some more time on them. But have you ever had someone be like, "Hey, I ran over all 8 of my Cashion rods," or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the favorite is when they come in and try to warranty it and don't have the rod. Like the guy who lost his rod in the river that you found or the lake that you found. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, man, I lost my rod. I'm like, okay. Yeah. That's probably not my fault.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just is. I mean, we're not trying to pick on anybody, but you know, people will try. Like to your point, you don't know till you ask. But that one's usually a no. Like
I respect as a fundraiser, I respect the ask, but no.
Those replacement periods are different for each rod, right? Some I think are almost like lifetime or limited lifetime or something like that.
That's right. Yep. The Icon series is lifetime. John Cruz series is lifetime. Then down to the Element. The Element is 3 years. And so we do ask if you buy a Cashion rod, we have a warranty registration. If you'll go on and it's just a form you fill out. If you'll warranty that rod, then we've got it when you bought it, it's locked in. And then, you know, if something happens within those 3 years, then, man, you're golden. Easy peasy.
Lifetime's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Lifetime warranty in this.
It is, you know, because you buy a truck and it's what's the warranty on that? Or, you know, you buy a boat, a motor, like what's the warranty on that, right?
Yeah.
But it's just kind of the industry standard. But again, we just want it easy. Like it's just hard. Okay, man, this is a 10-year warranty. All right, now we got to go and try to track it. And we're all about easy. I want it easy for the customer. I want them to have a great experience. And I want it easy for my team to give the customer a great experience.
Yeah, I like it. We're getting ready to land this plane. You've given me last minute questions for Matt. Go ahead and write those in the comment section. Matt, I got to pick your own adventure here question for you. In your opinion, what's the most overhyped feature in the rod world right now? Or what's the most underrated or overlooked feature that most anglers don't even think about?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so I think it's that whole modulus thing. You just throw out huge numbers, just try to get the biggest, baddest number that you can
40 ton,
yeah,
50 ton.
Yeah,
I am 7.6 YRV.
Yeah,
yep,
yeah. Without really understanding what it is or what it means, because it's not advantageous in every situation. Like right. You know, you don't always want the highest modulus that you can get for every situation. So I think that's just thrown around, and there's a lot of jargon that's thrown around. The most underrated feature is the craftsmanship that goes. We don't talk about that enough. The craftsmanship at every single little detail that goes into it. And then, you know, I'm a huge micro guide fan. I love micro guides from a standpoint. Again, the science behind it is solid. You've got a smaller diameter. It's going to control the energy off the cast. If you look at a level wind coming off of a bait caster, right, it's wanting to go out here. You're outside of the plane of the blank. Well, that small little micro guide is going to control that line where it's staying in the plane of the blank. It can't get out here. That's side to side is wasted energy. Like that's wasted energy. You want it going in the plane of the blank. So the micro guides control that energy. You're going to cast further with them. If you look at a micro guide rod like our Icon series, you get a lot more guides on the rod. And what that means is more line to guide contact. We talked about that earlier. That's where your sensitivity, your performance comes from, is getting those harmonics, the vibrations from the line to the guide to the blank to your hand. And you just have a lot more contact points. And the surface area is larger. When you have a smaller diameter guide, there's a larger surface area of the guide of the line sitting on the guide. So a bunch of little dorky reasons, details behind it, but man, the science is solid on it. Then the finish epoxy, like if you've ever looked at a rod, there's just this finish epoxy over the guides, the shiny part, right? Those can absorb energy. Like if they're soft, they can pull vibrations out of the blank that don't make it down to your hand. You want those hard. You want a hard modulus epoxy there so it transmits vibrations. So, man, just a bunch of little details, again, that are fun to geek out on. But, you know, I think one of the very first shows we did, Cashion Rods did, it was in Raleigh. I can't remember if it was 2012 or 2013. I'm over here selling my heart out, trying to sell a fish. I mean, telling them everything about it. And this is when Boyd Duckett was there, and he had the Micro Magic. And, you know, somebody came up and Boyd said, hey, you put 8-pound test on that right there, you go catch him. Right. And the guy couldn't get to the cash register fast enough. And I'm over there just telling him every little minute detail, trying to sell my heart out, not getting the sale. And Boyd could just sell them, just telling them to put 8-pound test on it. So, you know, it's fun. I love what we do. I love driving to work every single day, man, because of our why. Talked about that earlier, man. We really want to be industry disruptors as a company. Personally, my why is 100%. That's my mission field. As fishing rods, we say, and I don't want to use Jesus to sell a fishing rod, but I want to use a fishing rod to sell Jesus. Like, I'm just blessed that a fishing rod is my conduit to be able to talk about Jesus and share Jesus with not only our team, but then, you know, opportunities like this as well that I appreciate to be able to come on and have this platform.
No, 100%. I know you guys are pretty vocal about that on your social media platforms as well. I love Jesus as well. Seth, pretty sure we have some conversations about this as well. And so you're in good company, my friend.
Awesome.
A couple questions over here. I got a couple comments. One from Low Life Angler. I need a rod that floats. I know Abu Garcia rods don't. How do you know that, Low Life? I like it. New fishing. Do you still offer the kayak series rods?
Oh, great question. Great question, man.
People are paying attention.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. They've transitioned to the Z2, the new Element Z2, just because the kayak guys, man, dude, they are, y'all know this, and I know this, hardcore fishermen. Like, you know, like in a kayak series, we were trying to do a couple of things, you know, the whole shorter butt thing, and we had a couple of key specific actions that we thought could maybe consolidate models for them a little bit. But dude, kayak anglers want good stuff. They're hardcore fishermen. And so we just really rolled everything into the Z2. So you've got a lot more choices. So the durability of the Z2 is there. That was a big thing for our kayak series, was making sure that we upheld the durability. Because, I mean, everybody talks about it, whatever. I mean, kayak fishermen are tough. They are tough on their stuff. And we've been able to really offer the warranty that they want in the Z2, Element Z2, and have the durability that we're going to have. But more importantly, you've got the performance. You've got a wider selection.
Yeah. When you say tough, what you really mean is abusive to our gear. Yeah. And we don't take care of
There's more opportunities for bad things to happen.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my goodness. All right, I got some questions over here. Got some more. Pass that one up. Do you do fishing expos?
Yes, we do.
What are some that are coming up? It's getting to be like expo season here around the corner.
Yeah, it usually happens the first of the year, of course. Yep. So we'll go the back half of this year. We'll have we'll have our customer appreciation day if you're in Sanford, North Carolina area. But then beginning the first half of the year, we really do a lot of expos, and we'll release our schedule. That'll be on the website, and that'll be on our socials as far as where all we're going to be and have a booth there.
Okay, I like it. PA Dan said, "Amen, brother. You just sold me. Look at that. If you guys are coming in late, I haven't done this for like 30 minutes or so. But if you're interested in one of these rods, if you type in Wendell 10 when you're in the checkout section, you will get 10% off your rod purchase if you want to go and do that. All right. So a couple more questions here for you from CH Outdoors. This is a good question. Is there one rod more popular than all others, especially for kayaks? This is like the one rod that rules them all. Which one is it?
Yeah, without a doubt, that chatterbait rod that we alluded to earlier.
There it is.
Man, because dude, I'll throw a swim jig on that thing. Of course, chatterbait. Throw a spinnerbait on it. I'll throw a swim jig on it. Throw a regular jig on it. Football head jig. I love fishing topwater on that rod. Like your bigger topwater, especially a walking style bait, or even the bigger ploppers. Love throwing that. Love the way that rod loads up on a top water. So yeah, without a doubt, swim baits. I'll throw swim baits on that. And it's got enough length, if you'd like to cast sitting down, that you can get a little bit extra length on it. But two, when you set the hook and the boat's moving and everything's moving, it's got some power in the blank to where you can still drive that hook home that we talked about earlier. Or it's got enough give on those treble style. I throw a big rattle trap with it as well. So that or the 7.4 multi-purpose. I like the chatterbait because it's 7.1, where I can still roll cast with it if I'm sitting down and casting. I just like that a little bit better. But if there's an opportunity to be standing up, yeah, I'm throwing that 7.4.
I like it. Silverpunk over here saying, "I love my Cashion Element chatterbait rod." Like it. All right, what else have we got here? Here's a question for you from Thomas. Matt, if someone loved your rods but wanted a specific reel seat, what's the feasibility of Cashion accommodating that request?
Oh man,
sounds like there's a no coming. He's like, I appreciate the ask, but
Thomas, I guarantee there's a rod builder near you that we can get them a blank. We would work, especially for you, Thomas. We would make sure your rod builder, or we could hook you up with a rod builder. Or, some of our guys can build rods. It's just tough building a one-off rod in a production setting. Now, we did introduce a program called Cashion Customs. And this is an opportunity. We've had a couple of runs. We did our first one at the Bassmasters Classic earlier this year. We did another one for a chattergrass rod. And basically, it's just small batch, like you were talking about for Dark Horse tackle. These are small batch runs where we'll just make one run. It's a very unique aesthetic, just allowing our guys to show off. We started designing, CAD designing, 3D printing our own reel seats, guides, all the componentry that goes in it. And it just allows our guys to really show off in what we do. But again, those are just small batch runs that we'll do. We're waiting to get caught up on production before we launch the next one. The next one's going to be unbelievable. Our designer is just, gone off the chain on this one. He loves this program. But we got to get caught up on production because they really do slow our production down because customs are hard. So, yeah, Thomas, if you want to email info, like we would be happy to work. Maybe some of our guys could build it after hours, build it on a Cashion blank. So there's quite a few options, or we could find you a builder in your area.
I like it. He says, understand, appreciate your reply. Appreciate that. All right, Matt, we're going to do rapid fire because I have a lot more questions I kind of want answered, but we don't have to go. Yeah. We don't have to peel back the onion. So we're just going to rip through them. You ready? We'll end out the show this way. What's the number one mistake anglers make that kills the rod's lifespan early, outside of just compliment? What's the number one thing that people end up doing? I guess here, let me follow up with this. Like, how much do environmental factors like heat, humidity, UV exposure, impact integrity over time?
Not at all. Man, we've measured temperatures of 190 degrees Fahrenheit on a bass boat on the carpet in the summer, right? And that rod blank is just laying right there. If you've got good quality epoxies all the way throughout it, not at all. Just, man, spend the money on a rod sleeve.
Yep.
You know, and you alluded that earlier. It just, for transportation, it just saves so much headache all the way throughout the lifespan of that rod.
There you go. And if you want a discount on rod sleeves,
Yeah,
I have those American flag rod sleeves from Live Fishing. I think it's Wendell 10. And so if it's not Wendell 10, head over to wendellfishing.com. You go to my discount code page. Cashion's on there, Live Fishing's on there, all kinds of things are on there. So you can find all kinds of discounts. Question number 2 for you. Oh, here's a good question. How do you recommend storing rods off season to preserve like sensitivity or prevent warping, or is that even a thing?
It's really not a thing. But yeah, no, I mean, I always have mine just standing up. Where we live, there's really no off season. We're fishing all the time. But yeah, you know, if you want to leave them in the boat or leave them in the rod holders, find you maybe a good rod holder on whatever your local tackle store is. Cashion, we've got some that are coming out pretty soon, but that doesn't hurt. Just get you a little 12 rod holder and just have them setting up. You can usually find those holders, those floor stands, pretty expensive.
I like it.
Yeah, Darren, what's an off season? What are you talking about?
I don't like either one of you right now.
Florida is probably July.
Yeah, right. Late July, early August. Yeah.
Why do I live in Ohio? I do not know, because in a month from now, my season will kind of be over, and I'll start making fish finder videos, which they do pretty well. Anyways, all right, I'm going to keep rapid firing through these. We got 6. What's been the proudest moment for you as a company owner seeing Cashion Rods out in the water?
Oh man, dude, that's a great. I don't know if I've ever been asked that.
Well, a robot just asked you, so this is a.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with that one. You can thank the robot.
Dude, that is a really good question. What is the proudest moment? We did just win an award for the small business of the year in our local area here. But you know, and that's cool, and we love it. But man, it's really not so much an award, but the buy-in from our team. Like I'm telling you guys, when y'all know this, man, when you get people aligned and they're all pushing together, that means more to me than, you know, the Cashion. We've won awards at shows, never won a best in show at iCast or anything, but we've won them at distributor shows, at expos, at all this stuff. Won small business of the year. And it's all super cool. Love it. Very, very appreciative of the recognition. But when you have a team member coming to you saying, man, what do you think about if we try it this way? Or talking to the other guys that are working beside them saying, hey guys, what do y'all think about this if we try it this way? Like, that means more to me. And we're to a point where, dude, I love ideas, especially ideas that aren't mine. That are our team members that are bringing it to it, making it happen. That's what gets me pumped up.
I got 2 questions coming in from live. Wolf of Walmart. I have a Cashion BFS rod. My curiosity is the all-around rod says moderate fast. Is it similar to the chatterbait rod?
Yeah, the all-around rod. Yes, it is. It is. It has a moderate fast action. Yeah, that rod is going to load up very similar based off of the action of that chatterbait rod.
I love it. And then here's a shout out to your team, Matt, from Silverpunk 2427. Shout out to Taylor at Cashion, who hunted down the very last original Element multi-purpose spinning rod left in the warehouse a few months ago for me. Love it.
Dude,
going the extra mile.
That's cool.
Shows.
Yeah, Taylor's a customer service representative. She does unbelievable, man. Does great.
I love it. Favorite technique to fish personally?
Yeah, man, I'm a chatterbait guy. Love it.
I mean, which one of the chatterbaits?
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, if I can throw a jackhammer, I'm going to throw a jackhammer and
Yeah, we are.
just feel everything. But two, I love power fishing. Hand to hand, this is Seth's world. Down there, flipping, man, if I can get on a good flipping bite with a flipping stick in my hand and really stick to it all day, count me in. Like, that puts a smile on my face. And then the other one is cranking, like just power cranking with a square bill. Love covering water.
One rod every angler should own if they can only have one.
Yeah, it's going to be that I would say our multi-purpose, if you're in a bigger boat, bigger water, chatterbait rod, if it's tighter areas, or you prefer to sit down.
Like it. Lure that you always have tied on other than chatterbait.
Yeah, I've always got some form of a DT. I've probably just a DT6.
Okay, right on. Bucket list fishery to fish from a kayak.
Yeah, from the kayak. Man, I really want to get into these skinny water reds on kayak in the salt.
All right, I like it. Dream collaboration in the fishing industry.
Oh man, it would have to be, gosh, love. Oh, gosh, we've got a couple that are coming. Can I not answer that? Is that okay? If I don't give anything
away? I mean, the podcast interviewer in me wants me to dig deeper and ask a question in 18 different ways until you give me some juice. But I'll respect it this time. The next time,
yeah, it's got some cool stuff.
I'll press. I love it. Last question: what's the thing most people don't know about you outside of fishing rods and reels?
Man, I wish that I'd love to eat. Wish I didn't, but that's it. But I've got the greatest accumulation of boat snacks that you've ever seen.
I need to fish with you.
Yeah. I don't care if we're on the kayak or where, but man, without question, it is the grace of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I thank Him for saving me, and man, I just want to make sure that honor and glorify Him with everything that I have.
Amen to that. I love it. I have a buddy that I fish with, Jake. If you guys watch the channel at all, I fish with a lot of Jakes. This is the Jake that keeps falling out of his kayak into the water. And he has so many snacks. And so sometimes when I get hungry, I ask him if, some random lure that I have, but actually don't have. I mean, I have it, but I want to get close to his boat because he keeps a little snack behind the seat. So as he's digging in, geeking out about all the lures he has, I'm stealing the snacks from him behind the seat. So I love fishing with people who bring the snacks. Seth, any parting questions for us here for Matt while we got him?
No, I mean, he answered most of all the questions I had. Really, there's one here. Which rod for a weightless fluke would you recommend? But overall, he answered all mine.
Yeah. Last question, Matt.
Last question. Man, I love our all-purpose spinnings for that. But if you prefer a bait caster, which I do, especially if you're going to go with a double rig, you can get away with it, man. We've got a topwater jerkbait rod. I like the 7-footer for that. But if you really like a tip down type fishing technique, then go with the 6'9" topwater jerkbait.
Well, Matt, I appreciate you. For those who are just listening in, if you haven't done so, there's 40 live right now. There was 50 at one point, about 30 minutes ago. And hit that like button for me. I'll get this podcast a little extra yardage. Also, if you want 10% off at cashionrods.com, use the code Wendell10. And I feel like I'm forgetting something else, but not
Dark Horse Tackle.
There we go. That's it. I was like, hey, it's our show sponsor. So special thanks to Dark Horse Tackle. If you guys love those under the radar baits and love getting boxes, and it's not like the big brands, then that is going to be the juice for you. I love getting my box hand curated by Josh and Zach over there. They're good guys. And so another sourced business from within the United States. So I like it. Matt, I appreciate you. Appreciate your time. I went a little bit longer than I promised you that I would. So you thank your wife for the extra time that we stole from you. And thanks everyone else for listening in. We will see you next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast. I believe we have, Yak Attack on. We might have Yak Attack on next week. So we're just gonna keep on flying with the kayak fishing accessories. It's gonna be a good show. Well, thanks everyone. Hope you have a good week. See you next week.